If you are a construction or trade business owner generating over $1 million in revenue, but you feel more trapped today than you did when you were just a guy with a truck and a helper, this video is specifically for you. You have hit what we call the 7-figure ceiling. You have the cash flow, you have the projects, and you probably have a crew, but you don't have a life. Your phone rings 60 times a day. You are the only one who can price the complex jobs. You are the only one who can calm down an angry client, and you are the only one who catches the mistakes before the drywalls goes up. You aren't a CEO. You are simply the highest paid, most stressed out employee in your company. And if you stop working, the money stops flowing. Today, we are going to fix that. We are going to dismantle the expert trap and install the internal organization system you need to finally scale. This is the part 1 of our series, the Freedom Framework. And here I'm going to show you exactly what I teach my clients. So buckle up and let's go to the next part. Welcome back. This is the part 1 of our series, the Freedom Framework for Trades, for construction businesses, or whoever is in the construction industry. Right now, I will need to use the help of my computer. It's right in front of me for me to go over this that I usually teach my clients, and I'm going to bring this gold for you as well as part of this series. Don't feel bad if I'm reading here. I'm still looking for you and here to help you. So welcome back. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Welcome back to watching me again. I'm very glad you are here. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. I'm very happy that the subscribers are growing and my videos are going viral. I'm very excited with that. I'm trying to build my YouTube channel with my industry. If you don't know me yet, if you haven't met me yet, I help construction business owners, builders, and trade professionals transition from chaotic operators to true business owners. And why is that? Because I was one of them. Like 13 years ago, 15 years ago, I was one in the same place as you are today. I am architect. This is my first career. I built my company and was very successful, but I was stuck in the day-to-day operation. I was not thinking strategically. I was hiring people, bloating my company, but without a strategy, without a leadership, without knowing how to delegate. And whenever delegating and people not doing, I was just taking back and doing by myself, because it was quickly if I was doing rendering, doing 3D models and talking with clients and answering phones. So we are going to talk a little bit about that from a perspective of someone who went through that and overcome this. And today I made as my mission to help other business owners in the same situation I was 15 years ago to go through that and overcome the 7-figure ceiling. We've looked at the data. We know that thousands of you are searching for construction project management, standard operation procedures, or how to scale a contracting business. Many clients come to me and say, Kelly, we need to implement systems. We need SOPs. We need procedures. But many of you don't really know what this means. Why are you looking for that? Because the industry is shifting. The old sink or swim mentality doesn't work when you are managing multi-million-dollar overhead. So whenever you start to grow, and like I said, hiring and bloating instead of growing, you are increasing your overhead, and many people don't know how to manage this, how to be a good leader to this many people that they are hiring. Here's the reality. Getting to $1 million requires hustle, grit, and being good at your trade, being good of what you do. But getting to the 5 million or 10 million, overcoming this ceiling that requires something completely different. I said in one of my videos that I posted last week, what brought you here to the $1 million revenue is not what is going to take you to the $1 million revenue. So it requires systems, it requires key hires, it requires you to stop being the best builder in the room and start being the best leader. I'm going to walk through the exact internal organization structure used by high revenue trade businesses to reclaim their time. My goal here is showing that it's possible for you to have strategic hires, strategic growth for you to buy back your freedom, buy back your time. We are going to cover the mindset shift you must make today, the practical way to build construction SOPs that you guys will actually use, and how to handle subcontractor management so you aren't babysitting, micromanaging grown men, but if you are ready to fire yourself from the daily grind so you can focus on growing the business, hit that like button and let's dive in. And just to understand what SOP means, standard operation procedures. This is what it means. And another thing in this series, we are going to talk about KPIs. Maybe you are hearing about that, but what is KPIs? What this stands for? Key performance indicators that we need to follow to see if your SOPs are working and how much is working. From the KPIs, we are able to see the hidden gaps and fix the SOPs. Does it make sense? So let's dive in. The name of this series is Framework for Freedom, and today we are going to talk to 1 million plus revenue but zero freedom. We don't want that, okay? Right now, section 1, the expert trap. The expert trap, it is you are the expert in your company. You started your company from your area of expertise, and could be if you are a plumber, if you're an electrical guy, if you're an architect, engineer, interior designer, or you are the carpenter, or you have this ability in your hands, the craftsmanship or what you know, when you start your business from that. And again, I'm saying that from the point of view of someone, an architect, who were the expert and started to grow a business. And now everything that's happening depends on your answer, depends on your decision. So you start to live your day to day putting out fires instead of growing strategically, instead of putting your eyes on what really matters, on what brought you to the $1 million, increasing sales, strategic partnerships, and all of that. So we are going over this expert trap first session. Let's start with the root cause of your stress. Most of you started your plumbing, electrical, general contracting business because you were technically excellent. You knew how to frame a house better than anyone else. You knew how to wire a panel faster than your boss. So you built a business based on your personal competence. The problem is, as you grew, you became the bottleneck for every single decision. When a decision needs to be made on site, your foreman calls you. When a change order comes in, the office manager asks you. So those are some examples that I bring to you because I hear that for many people who calls me to do the audit diagnostic session. Those are the challenges that they are going through, especially with the people that micromanage. That's so hard to delegate, so hard to get out of this operation mode. So you have trained your team to be helpless because you are too good at solving their problems. Every time you swoop in to save the day, you are actually damaging your company's ability to scale. You are rewarding dependency, and this is a trap. To break the seven-figure ceiling, you have to realize that your job is no longer to be the best problem solver. Your job is to be the architect of the systems that solves problems for you. So think about the most successful concrete businesses or landscaping firms or builders, the most successful ones, the big ones that are getting the big projects and the big contracts and the government contracts, okay? Does the owner mix the cement? No, the owner builds the team that mixes the cement. This is the difference between a contracting business and a construction company. A business relies on you, a company relies on systems. This is powerful if you understand the difference. When you hire a concrete company, they are not there, the owner is not there. Or let's bring to our regular day-to-day, okay? If you go to a McDonald's and you order something, it's not the owner of McDonald's or even the store that is there delivering, asking your request, your order, preparing everything and delivering the meal to you at the window. It's not the owner. They have the whole system that was able to multiply. Kroc built the McDonald's, but when the Donald's brothers, they built the model, they already built with a system that was able to be multiplied. And Kroc got that, found out that was more than hamburger store, but was a real estate thing. And he started to duplicate that and sell the franchising model. And today you don't see Kroc there, or you don't see the Donald's brothers, or you don't see the franchisor. A business relies on you, a company relies on systems. If you want to scale, you have to accept that 80% perfect done by someone else is better than 100% perfect done by you. You have to be willing to let your team fail on small things so they can learn to handle the big things. If you don't, you will never grow past the number of hours you can stay awake in a day. So you need to be willing to let your team fail. Train them, let them do it, and the way of education way to do it is tell them what needs to be done, show them how to do it with them, and then let them do it by themselves. And you are going to see where they are failing. This way you can do a quick fix and teach them, ask them to do it again until they learn and they do it with the same perfection as you. This is the way I always say to my clients, it's time to clone yourself. So that's the way you clone yourself. I like to draw and will be class idea. Why 4 sessions? Because I believe on the 4 pillars. So imagine a table. When you have a table, you have 4 legs. So I believe on these 4 pillars, everything having 4 pillars. That's why I divide it in 4 sessions. But when we talk about the learning process, first step is you are going to show how to do it, okay? And then you are going to teach them how to do it. And then you are going to do it with them. And then you are going to ask them to do it by themselves. And then you are going to see them doing and identify the mistakes to fix it faster, and 6, do it again until the 80 becomes 100%. Does it make sense, guys? So this is the learning process. You show them, and then you teach them how to do it, and then you do it with them, and then you let them do it, okay? Identify the mistakes, fix it, and let them do it again until it gets to 100%. That's when you Clone yourself. That's the way you can clone yourself. You have to be willing to let your team fail. Then you are going to be able to grow past the number of hours, because if you keep doing by yourself, even that's 100% right, you have just the limit time on your clock. Okay? Section 2, the systems foundation. So I drew here, let's think that this is a building. Okay, this is a building and you are building that. So let's think about the foundation. What is underneath the ground? Okay, so many houses here in the US, we use slabs. In Brazil, it's very common. We use like pillars underneath, and we use the concrete block for us to bring these pillars right here. Foundation. How are we building this foundation? The foundation system inside the business. Now let's talk about the S word, systems, or specifically construction standard operating procedures. I know what you're thinking. My guys aren't going to read a 50-page handbook. And you're right, they're not going to. That's why I like to work in a way that you can see easily, that you can have procedures that is easy to go through. And whenever I work with a client, I work an easy way for them to get quickly and think strategically. So mindset shift, bringing all the solutions ready to go that they are not going to read and they are never going to put into action because they don't know what is this about. So you are right, they won't read it, and neither you are going to read it. If your idea of systems is a dusty binder in the office that nobody looks at, you're wasting your time. Modern construction management systems need to be field friendly. We need to build what I call the playbook. Here's how you build SOPs for a trade business without losing your mind. You don't sit down and write them, you record them. And this is the way I help many of my clients. Whenever we build the systems, I take everything from their head to clone themselves. We're able to record and build videos for this onboarding or whatever is the phase or the department, okay? So next time you are doing a site walkthrough, or next time you are teaching a new hire how to prep a job site, pull out your phone, record a video, narrate exactly what you are looking for. Okay, when we set up the dust protection, we tape it here. We use the specific plastic and we ensure the zipper is accessible. Boom, that's your SOP. When you start to record and tracking down everything that you do and the way you do, you are building a procedure, a standard procedure. That's our SOP. Upload that video to Share Drive or a simple app. Now, when you hire a new guy, he watches the video. When you hire me to go to your company, I implement that inside of a platform specifically for construction companies, and I work everything building all of these videos as courses, classes for your employees to go through all the videos, so you have all my help. You need to identify the recurring revenue killers. These are the mistakes that happen over and over again. Maybe it's trucks not being stocked correctly in the morning. Maybe it's change orders not being signed before work starts. Pick the top 3 problems that cost you money. Create a simple one-page checklist or a 2-minute video for each. Make it mandatory. When I was working as architect, I always like to have the step-by-step of the phases of a client since hiring us, we helping to find the land, going through architectural projects, complementary projects, and then site job, doing all the official documents of the construction with the title company and everything, and then selling. I had a checklist that every team could follow, And whenever overlapping teams like architectural with complementary projects, they had their checklist and knowing exactly when need to wait for the other team to finish a job, or when to start with, for example, the documentation project, taking permits. I like the checklist style, and I help my clients to implement checklists for the teams to work together. So make the checklist to close the gaps of mistakes. For example, the morning rollout, step 1, check fluids. Step 2, verify materials against the work order. Step 3, text dispatch, rolling out. If you implement just that one system, think about how many hours of lost time you save per year. This isn't about micromanagement. It's about setting a standard. It is about efficiency. It is about reducing costs. Construction SOPs are the only way to guarantee quality when you aren't there to inspect every single crew. Me and my husband, we are watching a TV show called Landman, and it's an oil company. So they have crew everywhere with oil exploration. The landman goes opening the crew, whoever is the manager, need to take care of that. So for you to have this repeatable thing with the less risks, you need to have these standards, these procedures, and someone trained to inspect, because you cannot be there. You are the owner. You should be closing the deals to open more oil operations places. That's the thing that you need to be doing, getting more contracts and more clients and strategic partnerships. Inside the operations, you should be training them, okay? We are going to the section 3, the people strategy. And we are talking about systems, but now we are going to talk about people. Why? Because business is made by people to serve people. So let's talk about people, key hires and subcontractors. Once you have the mindset and the basic checklist, you need the right people to run them. This is where we talk about key hires. At the 1 million to 3 million mark, the most critical hire you will make is an operations manager or a project manager who acts like an owner. So this is crucial for you to hire a project manager who has the self-accountability, self-motivation, and self-ownership. Like, I understand that if this company grows, I will grow with the company, to act like an owner. You are likely playing the role of sales estimator and project manager. You need to offload the project management first. You need someone who holds the subcontractor management leash. And for the project management, guys, this is something that I help whenever you hire me as a business advisor. As a business advisor, I have the possibility to look at all areas of the company and help you with the strategy for growth and expansion, and then where we need to attack first. And I have partners in the HR area that is able to find these A players to help you. So when you hire me, you are not hiring me, but you are hiring the whole team and experts, partners that I have with me in my company to help you in all areas, including HR. Let's talk about the subs. In the current market, managing subcontractors is harder than managing employees. They have their own schedules, their own way of doing things, and often their own lack of organization. So even that you are super organized, you are organizing your company, when you hire subs, they are usually small and disorganized, and you need to help them. So your internal organization must extend to them. You cannot let your subcontractors dictate your schedule or your quality standards. You need to set the voice and the authority in the room. If you're hiring them, they need to follow your standards. You are responsible for them. Here is the subcontractor onboarding system. You don't just hire a sub, you indoctrinate them. Before a sub steps on your job site, they receive your site standards one-pager. It details site cleanliness, dress code, communication protocol, and accountability. You tell them, we pay faster than anyone else in town, but only if you follow our checkout procedures. And this includes taking pictures, being accountable. We finished this portion, we finished that portion. This is the accountability standards as well. This is how you scale a contracting business. You use your systems to control external labor. If a sub refuses to follow your systems, they aren't a partner, they are a liability. So let them go. When you are looking for that key internal hire, that project, don't just look for technical skills, not at all. Look for organizational skills. Is that what we call the soft skills? Many people hire from the technical skills, but they fire by the soft skills. They fire by the behavior. You can teach a guy how to spot a bad weld, but it's much harder to teach a guy how to manage a schedule, handle 3 angry subs, and keep a client happy simultaneously. So you need a minder, someone to mind the store while you go out and find the work. That's the leverage point. And if you have a project manager that you trust very much and they still have some lack on the soft skills, we at Royal Fisher, we can help with the team coaching. We can help develop your leader. We have leadership coaching, we have executive coaching, and we have the team coaching. So we are able to help develop these skills on your team. If you have someone, Kelly, they are real loyal to me, or is a brother's cousin, someone that I trust very much and I want to keep them, let's develop their soft skills and hire us to help with that, okay? Section 4, the accountability loop. I love accountability. I think accountability is healthy and I think everybody should be accountable, but I know accountability sometimes people translate to vulnerability, or whenever they are failing, they feel ashamed. But let me tell you something, you business owner in the construction field of construction company, architects, engineers, accountability is healthy, even if you are the leader, okay? We have the mindset, the SOPs, and the key hires. So we work the CEO mindset, your mindset that you need to have your freedom. We talked about the SOPs, the systems you need to build, and now we just talked about the key hires, the A players that you need to hire or develop. The final piece of the puzzle is the accountability loop. Systems break, people get lazy, entropy happens. The only thing that keeps the train on the tracks is a rhythm of accountability. And this is the word of my year, guys. 2026, I just finished a fasting time of asking God the strategy for 2026. And the word for the year and the word for my year is rhythm. Keep doing what you did last year and you are going to see the harvest. And one of the things that I decided last year is to focus on my industry, my first career industry, construction industry, and doing the YouTube videos. That's why I'm here. I'm going to continue doing that. Faith-driven family business in the construction industry. That's the people I'm going to serve this year. Systems break, people get lazy, entropy happens. The only thing that keeps the train on the track is a rhythm of accountability. If you are currently managing your business by putting out fires, I'm sorry, you are reactive. We need to move to proactive management. You need to move to proactive, okay? This starts with the weekly level 10 meeting. This is a concept from the EOS model, but we adapt it for construction. Every Monday morning, you meet with your key leaders, your office manager, your project manager, your lead foreman. This meeting is not for chatting. It has a strict agenda. I remember when I had my architectural company, I had 11 people in my team counting with me, and I had this breakfast with them Monday early in the morning, 1 hour before the regular hours. We had this breakfast, all the team together, and a quick devotional word, and then the goals for the week. So every Monday morning was like that, and then Friday afternoon, end of the day, I usually let them go 1 hour earlier, different from the other days. Why? Because they are coming earlier on Monday, so they leave earlier on Friday. But before leaving, 30 minutes, what did we do this week to achieve the weekly goals? And we checked everything. Don't need to be long. Quick thing, okay? Review the scorecard. Did we hit our production targets last week? Client issues, who is unhappy and why? Resource allocation, where do the guys need to be this week? You look at the numbers. If labor costs on the Smith project, for example, are 20% over budget, you catch it on Monday, not 3 weeks later when the job is done and the profit is gone. You must stop managing by feel and start managing by fact. That's what I always talk with my clients. What are the numbers? That's why we need to implement the KPIs. We need to know the numbers. These and take rational decisions, not emotional decisions. We are going to take rational decisions based on the numbers. This accountability loop also applies to you. You need to hold yourself accountable to not jumping back into the truck. If you assign a task to your project manager during the Monday meeting, you have to let them do it. If you step it on Tuesday and take it over, you have just undermined the entire system. Do you understand the power of accountability? They are going to be accountable, and you are going to be accountable as well with you and your company. Why? Because you are the CEO. So you need to overcome the desire to just micromanaging and jumping back on doing the day-to-day operations, but you are going to do what is for you to do on the strategic side, on the technical side, closing partnerships, new contracts, customer service, and letting your clients happy. I hope I'm not too fast saying all of that, but I hope you like what you are hearing, and this helps you to get better decisions for your company this year, okay? We went through the 4 pillars of this building that we are building together, the framework for freedom. So the expert trap, the systems foundation, the people strategy, the accountability loop. And now to conclusion of our video, here's the bottom line. Scaling a construction business past $1 million isn't about working harder. You already work hard enough in this first phase from 0 to $1 million. It is about building an internal organization that functions without your constant intervention. It's about moving from being the expert to being the CEO. It's about creating construction SOPs that are simple and video-based. It's about subcontractor management that enforces your standards. This is all about, as a CEO, Chief Executive Officer, you need to make executive decisions, not operational decisions, not emotional decisions. You need to be executive decisions based on strategy. This is our video for today. I am Kelly Fisher, business advisor ready to work with you. If you would like to have an audit session with me, a diagnostic session to have my eyes on your company, checking all this internal structure and going through these 4 sessions of your business, go to my description, schedule a meeting with me today, or comment audit, and I'm going to reach out to you. I will be happy to go through everything with you, see your biggest challenge so far and your goal for 2026, and then we are going to achieve that. And Kelly Fisher, Business Advisor, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for subscribing the channel. Hit the like button, share with other business owner who needs to learn that, and subscribe to my channel if you are not here yet to receive the notification of next video of our series. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video.